So today, in the last series of Debt-Free Disney, we're going to be talking about how to save time in the parks, okay? Because at Disney, time is money, okay? You don't want to spend all this money just to go to Disney to ride one ride and see one show. You want to maximize your time and get the best bang for your buck. But first, if this is your first time watching me, hello, my name is Gia. I'm a working mom who posts all types of videos about budgeting, about Costco, about working mommy tips, cleaning, organizing, all of the above. I would love for you to hit that red subscribe button down below to become a part of my YouTube family. And for those who are already subscribed, welcome back. Let's get into these tips, okay? And I'm gonna share these in order of importance, okay, when you go to the parks. My family and I just got back from a week-long Disney trip. There was 14 of us, and I'm gonna be posting next week a complete recap of the trip, what worked for us, what didn't work for us. But if you're interested in seeing some of the Disney vlogs that I started posting on my channel, you can tap this eye right here to watch those. Or if you're interested in knowing how much we paid for the trip, how I booked the trip, how I saved money on the trip, you could tap this eye as well. I have a complete whole Disney playlist on my channel so that all of you Disney lovers can get your full Disney enjoyment out of. And my first tip is this: utilize Apple Pay or Google Wallet. I cannot tell you how much easier it was for me to not have to worry about having my credit card with me at the parks, or worry about losing it, or carrying a pocketbook, or putting it in the diaper bag, because I already had like a diaper bag or a bag for the girls, like a change of clothes. I had a pull-ups, wipes, you know, antibacterial and stuff like that. I didn't want to worry about having my credit card in there, or my check card or debit card or gift card. So what I did is I set up Apple Pay. Every place in the park takes Apple Pay. Okay, so it was just so easy for me to purchase something like a bottle of water or a snack or something like that, and just put my phone up to it, hit with my thumbprint, and it just charged my card. It was so easy, it was quick, and that way I didn't have to worry about taking my credit card with me. Now, if you were gonna buy an alcoholic drink, it's important to have your license with you, but other than that, you're good to go with just your Apple Pay or Google Wallet. They take both. I use Apple Pay because I have an Apple phone, but like I said, you can attach any kind of check card or credit card to it to use. I'm not sure if you can attach gift cards to it, because I know that was one of my money saving tips, is to use a gift card while you're there. But if you can attach a gift card to your Apple Pay, that would be awesome, because you know, you would just use what's on your gift card on your phone. You wouldn't have to worry about carrying the gift card around. So I definitely highly recommend using Apple Pay or Google Wallet. Number 2, book your fast passes as soon as you are available. Now, I know a lot of people do like last minute Disney trips, which to me is just not a good idea. That's what happened to us back in 2014. I just said, oh, let's go to Disney. I think I booked it 2 months out. I wasn't staying on Disney property, so I booked the fast passes 30 days out, and there was hardly any fast passes available for my party at the time, especially if you have a large group of people. You want to utilize those fast passes. Some people don't even know what fast passes are. I had a girlfriend who took her family to Disney, and she had no idea that Disney even had fast passes. So you definitely want to do your research. Utilizing fast passes is a crucial way to be able to ensure that your family and your group is going to be able to ride what they want to ride. I highly recommend doing your research. Book your fast passes as soon as you can. If you're not familiar with what a fast pass is, it's essentially a way to skip the line. So what Disney does is they fast passes become available either 60 days out if you stay on Disney property, or 30 days out if you're not staying on Disney property. And right at that 60-day or 30-day mark, you can go online and choose what rides you want to go on. You could pick up to 3 a day. After you use your first 3, you can also get a 4th or 5th or 6th, and so on and so forth. But you choose your rides, you choose the specific time, and at that time, you just get to walk right onto the ride. You don't have to wait in those 60-minute, 120-minute, even 250-minute lines that they do have at Disney, especially in the world of Pandora. I'm going to do a whole separate video all about Pandora later on my channel, my tips for that. make sure you get your fast passes for that, because like I said, the lines are up to 250 minutes long. So you don't want to waste your time in line. Disney's too expensive of a trip to just waste your whole day standing in a line. So you want to utilize those fast passes, book it as soon as you can. Okay, the third tip is to stay on Disney property if it's possible. Now, I did not see the significance of staying on Disney property several years ago when we went to Disney back in 2014, but I saw the huge difference it makes staying with our last trip at Disney. Now, we stayed at the Swan Hotel, which is not owned by Disney, but it is on Disney property, so we were able to utilize extra magic hours, and we were able to book our fast passes 60 days out. That's the two main reasons why I would prefer to stay on Disney property. So booking the fast passes 60 days out, we were able to book, you know, the top rides: Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Frozen Ever After, It's a Small World. I mean, all the popular rides at Disney, we were able to book a fast pass for, and 60 days out was no problem. 30 days out, it's a little bit harder to get those fast passes for those popular rides. And if you try to get the fast pass the day that you're going to the park, you could just forget about it. So for at least the popular rides. So that was huge. And another benefit with staying at the Swan and on Disney properties, you can walk to some of the resorts. Like, we could walk to Epcot from where we were. It was really easy. We didn't have to worry about trying to take the bus or loading up the car. Now in the other parks, we did have to do that. And so another thing that you could do is you could take a boat to the parks. You could take the boat to Hollywood Studios or Epcot from where we were staying. And it's so much more convenient that way, because you're right there. Everything's closed. Magic Kingdom's closed. Animal Kingdom's closed. I mean, you have to drive to those places, but still, it's so much easier to stay closer on property. And there are different ways to get deals to stay on property. The further you book your trip out, the better the deal you can get. I definitely highly recommend going to the Disney website, disneyworld.com, to see what they have. They have certain specials and packages that you can buy at discounted prices at different times of the year. Okay, number 4 is to get magic bands. Okay, I did not, now when we went in 2014, I didn't get the magic band because I was like, well, who wants to spend $12.99 on that? Like, it's just a band. But it's so much easier, especially when you have a large group. If everybody just has their own band to put on, you just scan it, go into the park, you could scan it. And when you, stay on Disney property, it can act as your credit card too. So you don't even have to worry about getting Apple Pay. If you're staying on Disney property, you can use your Magic Band as a credit card. But since the Swan is not owned by Disney, but it's on Disney property, we cannot use it. We could not use it as a credit card. So what we used it for was our ticket to get into the park and our fast passes. So it's so much easier than trying to keep track of so many cards, or everybody's cards, or someone risking losing their card. It was just so much easier to just have your Magic Band, scan it, go on the ride, especially with the fast pass lines, because it could be kind of hectic and crazy at that, you know, when you're trying to get on the ride. The lines are usually very long, so it's just easier to just scan it instead of trying to get the right card for each person. And especially going into the park, you just scan it, use your fingerprint, and you get into the park nice and easy. Okay, number 5 is this: have a flexible, detailed plan. Now, I'm going to share more in detail about my trip recap and what our plans look like, but I had a detailed plan, like up to every 30 minutes, what we would be doing. Of course, taking into effect walking and, you know, relaxing, you know, downtime, everything. I had it planned out. And it's important to have it flexible. The larger your party, the more flexible you want it to be, because there were lots of things that went on throughout our trip, some good, some bad, like I said, I'm going to address in that future video. But it's important to have it flexible, and it's important to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're just going to be walking around the park, you know, aimlessly taking in all the Walt Disney goodness. And don't get me wrong, you want to fit in time to take in that Walt Disney goodness, but you want to have your map beforehand, know exactly which direction you want to go into the park, because that's the best way to utilize your time, and that's the best way to fit in the things that you and your family want to fit in on this trip. Because every Disney trip is different. You can experience it a different way every single time you go, and you can do that with a detailed, flexible plan. Number 6 is a good one. Have your snacks and groceries delivered to your Walt Disney Resort for you, instead of having to leave the resort, go to Walmart, pick, you know, buy your stuff and then come back. your resort or your hotel or whatever. We did not do this time because it was such a large group and it was so overwhelming for me to try to choose what everybody wanted. So I just said, well, let's just go to Walmart when we get there just to get snacks. I bought some snacks from home, like gummy snacks and stuff like that, but I wanted to get like some lunch meat and bread because a lot of the times we ate breakfast really quickly in our room and then we went to the parks. And so but let me just tell you this, if anybody's been to the Walmart that's near Disney, I felt like I was in a wild house. I mean, it was crazy. People were like running, grabbing carts, just grabbing this stuff. The lines were hectic. I mean, we wasted so much time doing that when it would have been so much easier to just spend a little bit more money, order it online and have it delivered to you so you don't have to worry about it. So if you plan enough ahead of time, you can get discounts on, if you schedule and plan your delivery like 30 or 60 days out, you can get a discount on your grocery bill. I highly recommend that. I'll leave the links to the website down below. But it is so much easier than having to deal with the crazy mass crowds that are in the Walmart near Disney. Okay, the number one tip, the last tip that I have is the number one. It's crucial. This is what enabled us to literally ride everything we wanted to ride without having to wait. There was a party of 14 of us and the longest we waited was 15-20 minutes. So that's pretty impressive if anybody who knows how the lines at Disney get. And this is to rope drop. Now, if you're not familiar what it means to rope drop, that means you're literally at the Disney parks 45 minutes to an hour, you know, sometimes even 30 minutes before the park opens. And what happens is Disney lets people in the parks about an hour before the park officially opens, or they call it rope drop, and they stop you at a certain part of the park. Like, so for instance, at Magic Kingdom, they'll let you down Main Street, and Main Street in Magic Kingdom is the street that everybody knows. It's the street with Cinderella's castle at the end. They will let you down on Main Street and then they rope it off at Cinderella's castle. You can't go past that castle. But if you're right there, if you get to the park 45 minutes beforehand and you're right there at that rope, as soon as that rope drops, you're able to walk onto any ride you want to walk on. Now, it's kind of hard if you have younger children getting up that early or having all 14 people get up that early. And like I said, I'll talk about that in the recap trip video, but it is amazing because that's what enabled us to ride several things several times is rope dropping. You get more done in those first 2 hours because what most people do is they come, they wake up when they want to, they go to breakfast, they get to the park around 10, between 10 and 11. That's when you start seeing the big crowds come in, and you will be able to do so much more if you rope drop. You know, there's nothing relaxing about a Disney vacation. So of course you want to fit in days that you want to sleep in, but if you really want to ride and you really want to experience those rides, and say you weren't able to book those fast passes and you still want to be able to experience those rides without having to wait in a 2-hour line, you have got to rope drop. Rope dropping is the best way to experience those things without having to waste so much time in the line. So those are my 7 time-saving hacks for Disney World. Leave a comment down below. Let me know, what are some of your hacks if you're a Disney family? What are some of the things you do to save time? Because essentially saving time is like saving money at Disney. I would love to know. Leave your comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, tap my picture up above, and you can also check out my previous video right over here, and all my social media platforms all listed down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.